I now recognize gentleman from Louisiana, member of the subcommittee on cyber, Mr. Carter. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thanks to all of us. We're investing over $60 billion annually in cybersecurity. Face significant shortages in trained personnel. Given this, it's clear that none of our protective systems, whether standards, technologies, or regulations, can be effective without well-trained workforce. Isn't it imperative to address this critical gap? And can you tell us measures that you're taking, particularly with HBCUs across the country, junior colleges and community colleges that have a plethora of individuals that may or may not be aware of the opportunities in cyberspace? Mr. Hazen?
Thank you, Congressman. We are actively focused both on training and developing our existing workforce, as well as building and strengthening partnerships with academic institutions, including HBCUs. We also know that it starts earlier than entering college, that we are, through CISA, building partnerships to support K-12 curricula for cyber education across the country, and have trained thousands of educators this year to date there as well. As we are partnering with academic institutions, we've been focused on expanding our entry-level pathways, knowing that it is more important to bring in talent that is committed to growing and learning, and then building out robust training programs through the IT Academy that we are establishing at DHS to rotate entry-level talent throughout the department, give them those experiences and new skills to help them become productive members of our workforce.
Thank you. If everyone could just hit it real quickly, we got a little bit of time, but I'd like to just hear, if you have something to add there, that's fine. If you don't.
I'll go. So ONCD is working on increasing the number of HBCU to get the designation for National Cyber Center of Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity. So we're doing that in partnership with the White House Initiative on HBCUs. So what we're doing is we're trying to share some of the information with the HBCU administrators so that they know how to kind of get the designation.
Do we actively have recruiting and job fairs on college campuses across the country to encourage young people? 100 years ago when I was in undergraduate school, I remember there was always some type of job fair going on, whether it was the FBI or whatever, different agencies would come in and meet with juniors and seniors to encourage them to potentially.
We absolutely do, and I will absolutely defer to my colleagues here on some of the examples of what we are doing. But the key here is that most people, when they see the word cyber, they just don't see themselves doing those jobs, right? So
But it's weird because our children, I know my kids can put a computer together and take it apart and do all kind of programming, but somehow that still has a little bit of fear associated with it. But we know that kids are super bright, particularly when it comes to technology.
Which is why it's even more important to, a hearing like today elevates the cyber career and jobs, right? So I think it's up to all of us to be able to go to each and every single individual, even talk to some of the parents about these type of opportunities for them.
Ms. Beavers, how are candidates for state and local offices utilizing AI tools to enhance their campaigns, despite concerns from experts and lawmakers about potential generative A1 attacks on elections? And equally as important is how are we combating against the nefarious actors who are using AI to portray something that isn't real in the way of someone's likeness or voice?
Congressman, I'd like to defer to my distinguished colleague.
Certainly.
Happy to take that, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, Congressman, I agree with your concerns on generative AI in elections. It's an area that CISA is working on actively with state and local election administrators. We need to better train our election administrators on how to reach out to their electorates. We provide no-cost training to thousands of state and local election administrators across the country. Overall, generative AI today, I look at as a problem of scale. Video and voice impersonation was possible before generative AI. It is just easier and faster with the tools that are available. One of the areas that I think is particularly promising is looking at content authenticity and making sure that as government officials, as candidates, we can label the information we are putting out as authentic to make sure that it's more difficult to impersonate.
Thank you. My time has expired. Thank you, sir.
Gentleman yields back. I now recognize the gentleman from